The US President Donald Trump continued with its protectionism rhetoric and passed an executive order last week that said that most government agencies in the United States should start making plans of buying their medicines and other critical medical equipments from domestic manufacturers. What it essentially this executive order means is that all these government agencies should start planning and also ensuring that their procurement happens from companies who are making in America. This is the big push of Make in America for medicines and other critical medical equipments that Donald Trump has passed. What does this mean for India? As we know that Indian companies are one of the largest exporters of medicines to the United States. Almost 40% of the generic medicines that are in use in the United States comes from the Indian manufacturers. Now, we spoke to some companies who are saying that right now there is not much of an impact this is going to have on Indian companies. However, in long term, if let's say this executive order comes into effect and if companies and if agencies are also forced to start buying from companies who are making in America, Indian companies might lose their competitive edge. How? We see that Indian companies have built their fortune around the US business by manufacturing in India, which has cheap input costs, including cheap labor costs, and exporting the medicines to the United States where there is no price control. So companies effectively had the freedom to price their medicines as they wished. Now, that competitive edge of manufacturing in India and selling it back to US might come under strain. This is a mega plan of US to change the entire supply chain system of the United States. And even though it's early days, what companies might have to do is start either deleveraging their presence in the United States and focus in other markets such as Eastern Europe and other emerging economies, or they have to start moving their manufacturing plants to the United States. A lot of analysts that we spoke to say that this is early days and this is just posturing. We also spoke to the head of Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance, who said that these are early days and there is not much to read into this order.
We are studying the order and examining the overall implication on the Indian industry as far as executive order is concerned.
So to sum it up, this is an interesting protectionist push that the US president is giving, and we don't know how this is going to play out in the coming days. But for Indian drug companies who have a large presence in the United States, these measures might prove to be expensive in the coming years.